Welcome to Gator Outside. As you all know, we had a cold front sweep across America last week. Dropped about 2 inches of snow where we live here in Georgia. We took full advantage of it. Snowball fights, tubing, all that good stuff. It's not that often. It's been about 6 years since we had a good snow like that. So this is the first one the daughter really got to play in, and we took full advantage. But that got me thinking, the oil I run in my lawn tractor is the standard small engine 30 weight, which really isn't recommended for below 40 degrees. So today, I want to upgrade the oil, do an oil change real quick. The guy at the auto parts store seemed real knowledgeable. He told me the best oil for these small engines, 020 weight. Guaranteed, best oil money could buy. Come to think about it, I don't know if he worked there. He was hanging around the dumpster and had one shoe. I'm just kidding. Today, we're gonna put some AMS oil, full synthetic, 1030 weight, small engine oil, into this little beast right here. I believe this is a 1996 model. Can't really tell because the identification sticker under the seat is completely faded away. But I know my mom bought it way back in 96, 97. And it's a Murray 14.5 horsepower overhead valve. Does have a deck, but it's a little rusted out, so I took it off. Has the 14.5 horsepower IC Quiet engine in it. Model 287707. So let's see if we could drain this oil without making a mess. Got a 7/16. I wish they would have made this overhang just a little bit more. All right, we got some flow. I don't think we made too big of a mess. So I believe this mower is about 29 years old. I believe this rubber grommet right here for the dipstick tube is pretty wore out. It always seems to be leaking a little fluid. So we're gonna try to change that out today also while we got this drained. So this little rubber grommet right here, this lawnmower being, I guess, about 29 years old, maybe just getting wore out, but it's starting to leak fluid around here and always wiping it up. So today, I found this part. Let's see what part number. I'll flash it on the screen. Briggs & Stratton 281370S. Dipstick tube seal. Let's see if we can switch this out and take care of that leaking issue. Turns by hand. Oh, yeah, definitely way different from the new one. Seems way wore out. The new one's on the left and the old one's on the right. Can you see a difference in the diameter? Well, let's see if this will fit in there. If so, yeah, this old one definitely looks wore out. If this is what it's supposed to look like, big difference. Let's see if this new guy will fit in there. She's going in with ease. Definitely seems more snug than the old one. Might just take a little bit of oil. Help this guy slide into his new home. That was a nice solid pop in home. Let's get the plug all cleaned up. So yeah, like I said, my mom bought this way back when we first moved to Georgia, back in 96 or 97. And had it for a long time. She gave it to me, and it had to be back in 2000. I used it for a little bit, and then I kind of just parked it. The battery went dead, I parked it, and went on with life and just never really thought about this. And she sat neglected for, golly, a good, I don't know, 15 years maybe, just sitting around under a tarp, getting rained on. But when I finally uncovered it, decided to get her back into service because I knew I was getting a log splitter and I wouldn't be able to push that around the yard. And this would help out tremendously. So she was in rough shape when I uncovered her and started cleaning her up. And like I said, it's probably been 15 years. I didn't think much about it. Don't know much about small engines. So I put a new battery in it. I went to fire it up. And sure enough, she started for a second and died out. And it wouldn't fire back up. So I popped out the spark plug and started going through the ideas what it could be, and took off the valve cover and noticed the push rod was bent. So I started digging a little deeper and noticed that the intake valve was stuck shut. So I guess all those years and the bad gas, it sat in the cylinder head, it just froze it shut. So I had to pull the head off. I'll see if I have some more pictures. I did this, I don't even know, early spring last year. But I pulled the head off, cleaned it out real good, got a new push rod and intake gasket, put her back together and set the valves. Got her running again. The carburetor was a mess, so I completely rebuilt the carburetor. Took it all apart, put it back together, new seals. And then the mower was still just running rough. It would run for like 5-10 minutes, then it'd start popping and sputtering. Then it'd die out. I'd check the valve lash again, make sure it's set correct. Then I'd tear the carburetor apart again. Make sure I didn't miss a clog somewhere or something, put it back together. And it's a Walboro carburetor, so it's the good carburetor they have on these. I heard the Nickies are garbage. But anyways, for a long time, I had to be weeks. I'm just going crazy trying to figure out why this would run perfect. Then it'd warm up, and then it would just start dying on me. Popping, pow, 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 pow. Backfiring out the exhaust. I did have a fuel filter right here and it was sideways, you know, the line's running. So I stumbled across some video, random video on YouTube, and it was talking about that issue. The fuel line, the filter not filling, and it was starving for gas. And sure enough, when I'd start the mower up, I'd look at that fuel filter, it was completely full. Then when it would start popping and spitting and sputtering, the fuel filter was only half full of fuel. And, you know, I started grabbing the line, lifting it up, fill it up, and it would run again. And then, you know, it'd suck the fuel out of the filter and it'd start popping again. So I actually moved the fuel filter kind of right below the gas tank to where it's directly just dropping down into the filter. I have not had another issue with any of that popping and backfiring. So if any of you guys out there are having an issue with popping, backfiring, sounds like, you know, you're starving for fuel, sounds like your carburetor's dirty, check your fuel filter, see if it actually has gas in it. And if not, that could be your problem. It could be a simple fix. She is full. Simple oil change. So yeah, this lawn tractor holds a special place in my heart. My mom bought this, you know, it was brand new, and she passed away in 2023 in October. So that was another reason I wanted to get this running, you know, in her honor. I just like to think that she used to cruise this around the yard cutting grass and hauling stuff around, and I just want to keep those memories alive. All in all, it's a great little lawn tractor. I had to put some new tires on her. The other ones, as you could imagine, were pretty dry rotted. I found these great ones. You know, I got a lot of dirt and leaves around here, and ground's pretty soft. Normal tires would probably just spin and spin. So I like these ones because they're not that aggressive, but they still are got a good grip to them. And they don't really tear up the yard, or I don't notice any big divots going through the dirt. And I swapped those out myself. Let's see if I can find a picture of that. Another big improvement I added to this is the trailer hitch. So I wanted to find something that was solid to pull the log splitter around the yard. Saw several different designs. I don't know how good you can see in this light, sorry y'all. But several different designs, and I settled on this one because it looked the most durable, it looked the strongest, and I love it has two different attach points, so I can hook my trailer here, or if you have something else, maybe a yard sweeper or, you know, leaf rake, whatever they're called, you can hook it lower. So this top one makes my trailer perfectly level, and the other ones I noticed they don't have this up top, they only have the one down low, and that would have my trailer all sitting crooked. And this is just absolutely solid. I just had to drill a couple holes and get it mounted. I definitely recommend this. I'll see if I could find another picture and post it up there. I got it off of Amazon. I don't know how much they go for nowadays. My mom's name is Jean, and I was trying to come up with a name for this lawn tractor. And I was talking to my older brother Eddie one day. He said, why don't you call it the Jean Machine? And I really liked that idea. It just stuck. Kind of reminded me of the old Burt Reynolds movie, The Longest Yard, Mean Machine. So I think one day I might have to post it on the back here, the Jean Machine. Well, let's see if we can pull this log splitter out real quick, get the oil changed in that. One more upgrade I did, I added an hour meter. Absolutely love this thing. Haven't had an issue with it yet. And I had it on since February, so almost a year. I drug the Countyline 25-ton log splitter out. Warmed up the engine. Let's change this oil real quick because I'm a little overdue. A lot of complaints with this log splitter is the oil just draining everywhere and making a mess. So we're going to try to eliminate much of the mess as we can. I took an old milk jug, just tried to cut it up a little bit. Hopefully this will help. I have no clue, but we're about to find out. What do we got, 10 millimeter? Let's take our little redneck engineered milk jug. Try to get this drain plug out. My goodness, how long is it? There we go. We got a spill back. It did not work. Maybe if I'd have cut it a little better. It was an idea. I don't think this is doing much. Be gone. It was a good idea while it lasted. While we wait on the oil to drain, I forgot to tell you something about the Gene machine. So when I got her running again, noticed the belt was slipping and looked under the seat of the transmission. The pulley was completely just rusted away. I'll see if I have some pictures here. And it was so rusted away that it wouldn't just pull off the top. I tried using heat. I tried using a gear puller. None of that worked, so when all else fails, I pulled out the grinder and slowly just started notching away a little here, a little there, till I got it back down to the shaft. And then the hard part, without having, the model number or nothing, because it's completely gone, it took forever for me to try to figure out what part I needed. And eventually I found the right pulley, got it back together, and while I had the transmission out, I figured I'd go ahead and drain the fluids and put new fluids in it, grease everything up. Now she's good to go. Who knows, one day she might get a paint job. All right, back to the oil. Are we done with our mess? We got something that'll hopefully take care of that for the future. Well, let's try to clean this mess up. Oh, there's that little flat washer. I almost forgot about you. That has got to come off. And I will keep it with the bolt. Put this in a bag and save it. So hopefully, to prevent all this oil spills and messes in the future, this channel I watch, In the Backyard with Dale, he put this hose on his log splitter. I'll place a picture here. I got it off Amazon. And hopefully this will prevent any spills in the future. It may drain slower. Hopefully it all works out though. So it's got a rubber washer and a copper seal. Oh yeah, she fits. Nice. It's a 14 millimeter. Let's see if we can get this in there. I'll be right back. I went to the garage and got a 14 millimeter crow's foot. Since that wrench don't have enough room to get up in there. So let's see if we can get this tightened. All right, hopefully that'll do it. So how about that? Now we just pop this off and drain the oil next time without creating this mess. I'll have to get all this cleaned up. And it just goes like that. Let's get her topped off with some oil. Then we will be good to go in this cold weather. Once again, we're using the AMSOIL small engine, 1030 weight, full synthetic. We put some better oil in the log splitter and the lawn tractor today. So no fear going out here in 10-degree weather and getting some work done. So I'll be ready to get back to it. Thank y'all for coming along. Got to learn a little something about the Gene machine today. Why I love that old little ride mower. All right, well hopefully y'all like and subscribe to the next episode.